Hey guys, this is Blake from Matt Kite, and I'm here today to go over whether or not you should ride boots. Boots versus straps kind of thing. Because a lot of people out here are curious about why should I ride boots, and there's a lot of reasons why you should, and there's a lot of reasons why you should just stick with the straps. So I mostly ride straps nowadays because I teach people. I like to let people take my board, try it out. I don't hit too many rails or jibs just because where I'm at, there isn't too many. But I like to be free, but I like them both. I have a pair of boots, I have a pair of straps. I used to work at a wakeboarding park and all I did was ride boots. So nowadays I kind of do a little bit of both, and they're both good, both fun. And it just depends on what you're trying to do. First thing in deciding whether you'd like to ride boots or straps, you're just going to ask yourself, what is your motivation? What style kiteboarding are you trying to do? And whether or not you'd be willing to take harder falls in order to ride boots. So those are some common questions that you'd need to ask yourself in order to deciding whether or not you'd like to ride boots or straps. If you like throwing tricks like you would behind a boat, wake style, where you're keeping the kite low and sending really hard, fast, unhooked tricks, or whether you like to do freestyle, where you send the kite big, go high, do kite loops, board offs, Jesus walks, or if you're looking to cruise just with a little more locked in comfort, or whether you're supposed to do whatever you want to do. So all of these different things and different variables in kiteboarding determine whether or not you should ride boots or straps. So boots are more practical if you're trying to mimic riding behind a boat or a cable park, which is called wake style. So if you're looking to mimic that, then boots are the way to go, because you're going to keep your kite low. You want to be able to really hold down your edge, unhook, throw your tricks down, and boots allow you to just really grasp the board a lot harder and throw a lot harder tricks. So the boat has a lot of power and it's pulling you with constant force, which will be the same thing as if you're riding boots with a powered kite. So that's the way to go. But if you're riding like more freestyle, where you're sending the kite up, doing big kite loops, jumps, flips, tricks, if you're still learning tricks, I would recommend probably riding straps, because straps allow you a little bit more freedom in falling and also just more maneuverability when you're up in the air and moving around. So you can do more grabs, kind of tweak the board a little bit more. It's lighter, so you can kind of tweak it. When you come down and crash, then you're going to have a little bit more freedom to hop out of your board or bail at the last minute. So boots versus straps, here we go. So pros and cons. Start off with pros for foot straps. So some of the pros for riding foot straps are that you're more flexible, so you can kind of maneuver around and do some more ninja tricks, where you can tweak it and kind of grab your board in different ways that a pair of boots would eliminate you from doing that. So another thing is that foot straps are a lot lighter, so your board will be lighter. You'll have more agility. You'll be able to ride upwind a little bit better because your board won't sink into the water as much. And then when you get downwinded, you'll be able to take off your board, just slipping your feet out, and then run up the beach rather than having to take your boots off. Another reason foot straps are a little easier is if you don't want to fall as hard. Sorry, it just got windy here, it's kind of exciting. So if you don't want to fall as hard, foot straps are the way to go. So you can kind of bail at the last minute, you can kick your board off at any time, and you're not fully committed to going for that trick. Another thing is they're less expensive. It's a lot lighter, so for travel, it's a lot better, which is nice. So you don't have to spend $300 to $400 on a pair of boots, and foot straps are just easier to set up. And I'd say they're a bit more comfortable because you can wiggle your toes around, you can slide your feet in and out, and you can take your feet out at any moment. So those are some of the pros for riding foot straps. The cons to straps are that you have just a little bit less control. I'd say you can't throw down your tricks as hard, and you just have a little bit less of an edge to work with. Whereas boots, really, you're just strapped to the board. Anytime you push down your heels, that is what will happen. Your board is going to edge. Whereas straps, you just have to push down a little bit harder, You also can't land as hard because if you're coming down with a lot of force and you're dropping, if you're unhooked, you don't want to come down too hard on straps because that can really tweak your ankles. And another con to foot straps is it's just not as good for pressing rails or grinding things, and also hitting kickers. You definitely want some boots or straps to grind or hit kickers. So those are some of the cons to foot straps. Just a little less control, not being able to grind or press rails and hit kickers. Pros for riding boots. A lot of my good friends ride boots, and I still ride boots to this day. I enjoy them. They're just a completely different feel, and it's almost like a different sport of kiteboarding. Some of the pros, you feel you can ride over anything. So there's a big sandbar, you can just lean back and ride right over it. You don't have to ride fins, so you can go without fins, so you can jib random objects in the ocean, or you can grind piers, you can do anything like that. You can hit kickers, which is nice. You have a lot more control over your board, so when you're grabbing, you might not be able to be as flexible to grab, but when you do grab, you feel like you can really hold that in and lock it down. So boots are nice because you also have a lot more power, it feels like. You can push down, edge harder, and just really lock in that edge. So if you're doing unhook tricks, you have you're unhooking and then you have all that power that you're hanging onto. So with your boots, you can resist that power by edging super hard and throwing down harder tricks. So you feel also when you land tricks with boots that you're stomping things a lot more. It's more of like wakeboarding with kite pulling around rather than foot straps where you can kind of do whatever you want. You have a lot of freedom. This, you're locked in, you're powered, you're ready to go. It's kind of more of an intense feel because you're always holding it down. You're strapped in, so you can't let your board go at any moment. And then the cons for boots are that they're a bit heavier, so your board will weigh down more in the water, and it'll make it a little bit harder to ride upwind because you can't kind of twist your feet out, open up your body to go upwind. You're just kind of locked in there. It's a little bit harder to ride upwind, and when you do get downwinded, it's a little bit more of a process to take your boots on and off. So that's just a minor thing. Also, when you crash, if you catch your back edge, you're gonna go smack. So just be careful. Just try and make sure that you can land your tricks first, and then go to your boots and try them, or just be willing to take harder falls and just be careful. So yeah, boots also are a bit more expensive, and they are a bit heavier to travel with. So those are just some of the cons for each, and however you decide, I hope you guys have fun with whatever you're doing and just enjoy both of them. They're both great. Ride strapless, with straps, ride with boots, try and ball, and just whatever you can do, just have a good time and enjoy kiteboarding. So that's it for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed this and it helped you decide on what you're trying to ride. And I'm gonna go ride some wind in the Persian Gulf, probably on some straps, because say at the moment I'm more of a straps guy. Just do a lot more freestyle kind of air style tricks that I haven't done in the past, where I used to work at a wakeboarding park, so I did all the unhooked tricks before, and so now I can still do those tricks, but I'm now kind of focusing more on doing Jesus walks and learning board offs and variations of those sorts of things, as long as kite loops, big inverted flips, and I really love foil boarding, and that's what my phone is sitting on right now, is the foil. So I think foil freestyle is amazing, and it's a whole new kind of sport that I'm really getting into. So no matter what you do, just have fun, enjoy it all, and buy boots or straps, or have both. So talk to you guys next week. Adios.